everybody, this is Bethany from Count Your Stitches. Welcome back. Sorry it's been a little while since I've been live. Just super busy, which is a good thing, but thank you so much. Welcome to week 3 of our crochet lessons. I'll give some time to hop on for anybody who might be hopping on. Hi Kim, how are you? I finally figured out how I can see people. Hi! This is so cool. So today we are going to do just another basic crochet lesson. We are going to start with a review of our single crochet that we learned last time, our double crochet that we learned last time. Then we're going to add in another kind of basic stitch called the half double crochet, so it's a little bit in between the two. Then we have some people who are just like speeding through their projects, which is so exciting. So there are some people who are already running out of a skein of yarn and needing to add another one. My friend Laura is like killing it. She's doing amazing stuff. So have to learn how to add in another ball of yarn or skein of yarn if you are at that point. Oh, yay, people are commenting. This is so cool how I'm finally kind of seeing how this all works. So awesome. So we're going to learn how to add in that second ball of yarn or skein of yarn. This also works if you want to change your color. So if you have a scarf or a blanket or something and you want to just change your color as you go, it's going to help you with that as well. I am trying to figure out a better way to do this camera thing, so I'm hoping it works this time and that nothing is sideways nor upside down. So we'll see how this works. Hi everybody, comment when you're hopping on. Tell me if it's your first time, if you've been here before, if you've started your projects, anything. So excited to have all of you guys here. Also, share this video so we can kind of spread the crochet love to everyone. And then I'll mention this again at the end, but I was thinking of doing either a pre-recorded or a live, I'm not sure yet, of how to make the face mask adapters. So I've made a lot of them. My dad is a nurse, so we made a lot to go to work with him and neighbors and things. So they are these little oval shaped crocheted pieces that kind of fit on the back of your head so that your elastics of your mask hook around the 2 buttons that are on it as opposed to around your ears. So it's a real ear saver, I've been told. So comment below if you'd like to see that video on how to make the face mask adapters. Would love to do that. I'll probably do it anyway, even if nobody says they want it. But all right, so I'm just gonna flip this, see if this works, and we're gonna get into it. Alrighty, here we go. That's outside and we're coming down. All right, hopefully this works. All right, so we've got some great yarn that we're working with today from one of my faves, Loops and Threads Impeccable. I get it at Michael's. Love Michael's, thank you. But yep, Loops and Threads right there. I'm going to be using today a 5.5 millimeter hook, which I believe is an I hook if you're using the letters. So here we go. Let's grab this. Swoop. Here we go. Let's grab this slip knot and get that going. And we're going to review our single crochet. So we know how to chain, so we're going to get that going. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want it to be 10 stitches total, so I'm going to add one more as my turning stitch. All right, and now for single crochet, we skip 1 chain. We start in the 2nd chain from the hook because this is going to be our turning chain or our end side cap, if you will. So we're going to turn here. We're going to put our hook right in that top loop of our 2nd chain from the hook. Put your hook in. You're then going to wrap around, pull that loop through. You've now got 2 on your hook, wrap around, and pull through 2. And now we have our first single crochet. Let's try that again together. All right, so we're going to insert our hook right in that little loop there into our chain. We're going to bring our hoop under the yarn. Remember, always turn that hook as you bring it through the yarn. It just helps so you don't hook anything that you don't want. You bring that up, and then we pull through 2. All right, we'll do one more together. Starting to form, looks awesome. Right, so we put that in that first loop, pull our yarn through, bring it up. We've got 2 on the hook, and then we pull through 2. All right, so let's finish this row together. We have to get to 10, hopefully, because I wasn't counting as I went. Hopefully we get there. So how's everybody doing this week? It is a hot week. I am upstairs where we have air conditioning because there was no air conditioning downstairs, and yarn and this level of heat and humidity absolutely do not mix. There was one night this week that I said goodnight. I said I'm going upstairs for the next 3 hours and I'm just going to crochet and watch a movie in the air conditioning because I just couldn't do it. All right, we have reached the end. Let me know if you like the heat. I don't like the heat, but comment below. We'll see if we can get a little debate going. But, all right, so we've gotten to the end of the row. We need to chain one. Again, we need that kind of turning stitch. We then turn our work, right? So we were working on this side. Now we're going to go back. And I want to do one more row of single crochet with you. That way you'll be able to see we're going to go single crochet, then double crochet, then half double crochet, all in the same piece of work here. So I figure it will probably look the best if we do 2 rows of each, because you'll really be able to see the difference, which is really kind of cool. So, all right. Now, remember, when we're going into our second row here and any row thereafter, it's a lot easier to kind of see where you need to go in. I mean, just stretch a little and you can see where your hook needs to go. So we start right in this first one here. We grab, we come through, and I'm going to count as I go. That's 1, just to make sure we got 10, 2, oops, 2. That happens, don't worry. 3, 4. I hope everybody can see this okay. 5, and 6. We've been starting a lot of new craft projects, 7. So check those out on the Count Your Stitches actually, I haven't put them on the website yet, but on the Count Your Stitches, I lost count. Is that 8 or 9? Oh, who knows? We'll count in a second. So check out the new craft projects that we're doing. On the Facebook page, I still need to add them to the Count Your Stitches website, which can be found through our Facebook page. I did that chain one at the end, but actually I'm going to take that out because we need to start a double crochet. Let's just double check. We got 10 here. Make sure I'm doing this. I'm the teacher here. Make sure I'm doing it correctly. We've got 1, 2, so here, I'll show you how I count. I kind of just loosened that just to hold my place. And I just, so you know, I pre-pulled all my yarn out so that way it flows nicely. If you need to stop and pull some more yarn out of the skein, not a problem. I do that all the time, but I just kind of pre-pulled some so we wouldn't have to wait. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoo, we did it. Awesome. If you didn't get your exact number, that's okay. It happens. Oh, the light color makes it easier to see. Thank you, Kim. That's good to know. I will remember that. Of course, I picked purple to change to later, but thank you. All right, so we are going to switch to our double crochet now. So with the single crochet, we had 1 stitch on the end that we used as the turning stitch. For the double crochet, since it's a little bit taller and we do an extra step when we're crocheting it, we're going to chain 2 on the end. Just a reminder, I know y'all knew that. So to get our chain 2 going here, so that's chain 1 and chain 2. Then we turn our work. So double crochet, same thing as single, same actions, but we're just going to grab some yarn before we go so we have a couple more loops to work with. So again, that first stitch, nice, easy to find. Instead of going directly in, we're going to wrap our hook with some yarn there, then insert into that space. Then just like you would a single, grab that yarn again, and now we have 3 loops on our hook. So what we do is we're going to pull through 2 first. So grab some yarn, pull through 2 only, and then we're going to grab some yarn and pull through the last 2. So it's a tad bit taller. You can see the double crochet is virtually the same height as 2 single crochets. And the half double crochet that we'll do in a few will kind of be in the middle, if you will, which makes sense, right? All right, so let's try that again together. Get our placement going. We are going to wrap. Then we insert the hook into the space. And we're going to wrap again and bring that loop up. You've got 3 here now. You're going to wrap and bring through 2, and then yarn over, as we call it, and bring through another 2. Awesome. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's keep going here. Wrap into the space, yarn over, pull up. You've got 3. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. All right, so that's our double crochet. You can see it kind of shaping up. Let's finish this row together. All right, so what kind of projects are people working on? I know Laura is working on a baby blanket. I know my Auntie Annie is working on something. I'm not sure quite what. But comment below with the project that you're working on. I would love to know. Comment below the colors you're working with, the kinds of yarn you're working with. I would love to know what people are loving. I was talking to a classmate from high school, Giselle, the other day. She was asking some of my favorite yarns, kind of just going back and forth what we love. I love this Loops and Threads impeccable yarn. I love, I think it's Lion Brand. Yep, Lion Brand Vanna White. And again, when you get to that end, don't be intimidated by the fact that it looks funny. Just find those two on the top that look like your chain and go right underneath both of them. All right, there you go, right underneath, and grab and go. Whoops, I forgot to grab as I went though. Whoopsies. Here we go. See, look, everybody makes mistakes. And we yarn over, go through two, and go through two. All right, so that's one row of double crochet. I love it. This color is fantastic. I really like it. Hi, Laura. Laura, I keep talking about you, so I'm so glad you're watching. This is awesome. We just got to the end of a row of double crochet. We've got 10, hopefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Let's do one more row of double crochet together. So we chain 2 as our turning chains, turning kind of the wall there. And actually, you can see it when you're looking at here. Oh, yay, taking a break during your conference. Love it. Have fun at your conference. Everybody like all of Laura's stuff because she's going to win. She's going to win the prize for all the likes on social media for her conference this week. So anyway, you can see, you can literally see your 2 chains kind of create that turn for you. So that's what that's there for. All right, so we just created our 2 chains. I'm going to hook back up here. We're going to turn our work. We have more people watching. This is awesome. All right, we are going to do one more row of double crochet together. So let's just get this going so you can just watch and see how it goes. Crochet along. Uh-oh, here I'm saying that I pulled out some yarn and we've used almost all of it. So I'm going to have to pull out some. I'm going to have to stop it in a quick sec and pull out a bit more so that we can do our half double crochet together. And then we'll switch to our fun purple yarn. Hopefully everybody can see it okay. And, oh, yep, there we go. Got to pull it out. Okay, fun fact while we're here, okay? Here's your yarn. If you notice, I did not take this wrap off because normally you'd be like, well, don't you have to unwrap it this way? No. A lot of yarns, not all of them, okay? But a lot of yarns, Impeccable is, the Loops and Threads, Impeccable is one of them. If you go to the end of it, there's a piece that pulls out. So much easier. Your yarn doesn't go anywhere when you pull it. It's not like it's unraveling and unraveling and unraveling. This is an awesome trick. So if you can't find it easily, it means it's not there. Okay, so if you've got a skein yarn like Red Heart, I don't seem to find. It depends on the skein. So if you don't find that piece to pull out rather quickly, this piece here, it's not there. Don't don't dig or anything because then you'll just mess up your skein. So if you can find a piece to pull out in the middle here rather quickly. Oh, sorry, Laura. If you can find a piece to pull out rather quickly, that means it's good to go. So just a tip and trick there for you. I love doing that. All right, let's finish out this. Let's finish out this double crochet. Yeah, I am in the middle of a baby blanket right now. And it reminds me of why I don't make baby blankets because it's taken me forever. I'm using something called the moss stitch, which I love. I love, love, love. It's a combination of using single crochets and chain stitches, which helps it work up a little faster. But I'm using a Red Heart skein, and it does not have the middle thread, so I'm constantly like whipping, around and around and around. Oh, it's annoying as all heck. All right, so everybody ready? So we've got our we got 2 rows of single crochet, 2 rows of double crochet, so you can see the difference. Obviously double crochet a lot looser, a lot taller, just both are good for different things. It's all personal preference. Now we're going to do a half double crochet, which guys is going to be so easy. You're going to say, wow, why didn't you teach us this before? I figured we'd go basics and then add on, you know what I'm saying? So let me just pull out a little bit more yarn here. Oh, we're getting stuck in a knot. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. All right, here we go. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. We got a big old yarn knot here. Well, we're going to have to, there we go. Hope and pray it all works out. Okay. So for a half double crochet, it's about half the height between a single and a double crochet. You can actually honestly choose what you feel looks best in terms of a 1 chain turn on the end or a 2 chain. We'll do 2 chain for now. We'll see how it looks. It really depends on your skein of yarn you're using, the hook you're using. Sometimes 1 chain for the turn, or 2. It just depends. So as you go, if you're going to use the stitch, you can just kind of decide for yourself. So we're going to go with 2 for now. So we're going to do 2 chains for our turn. We're going to turn our work. And now let's learn the half double crochet stitch. So we're going to start just like we did a double crochet. So we've got our space ready to go. We're going to wrap around. We're going to go into that space. We're going to pull up our yarn as we would in a double. Now with a double, we would wrap and pull through the first 2, then wrap and pull through the second 2. Not this time. We're making it one foul swoop. So we're going to wrap and we're going to pull through all 3. Boom, done. Half double crochet. It's super simple. So you do half of the double crochet essentially. All right, let's try that again together. So wrap your yarn. We're going to go into that second space. We're going to pull up that yarn. We've got 3 loops here. We're just going to wrap and pull through all 3. It's a nice looking stitch because it has kind of those 3 loops all pinned together there. Not quite as tight, doesn't take quite as long as a single crochet. Not as loose as your double. I like this a lot for scarves because it's still kind of loose, but it's warm at the same time, because single crochet takes a long time, and depending on your yarn, can be rather stiff. So half double crochet is a good option. It's also a great option for blankets, especially baby blankets. Again, help you work it up a little quicker, as opposed to, again, that single crochet takes a while, and this double crochet has a lot of holes. So if you're not going for that, you want something a little tighter, but not as tight as, oh, I'm stuck here, not as tight as single, go for the half double. Let's try this again together. So we're going to wrap. We're going to insert into that space there, wrap again, pull up. We now have 3, and we're going to wrap and pull through all 3. And again, wrap into the space, yarn over, pull up. You now have 3, pull through all 3. And you are just going to continue with this, that wrap up, wrap, and pull through all 3. Yarn over, into space, yarn over, pull up, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. It's a very simple stitch. Don't be alarmed if you get caught on that bottom stitch when you're pulling through. It happens just because it's a lot of loops. I got my hair, gosh. One day I blow dry my hair, it's like it's everywhere. All right, pull through and up, wrap, in, wrap, and pull through. And last one, again, we're going to find that place where we see the chain, wrap, go underneath those 2, yarn over, pull up, you've got 3, and go through. Now, let's see here. So we did 2 here. I don't think it looks too loose for that turn on the end. We did the 2 instead of the 1. I think it looks okay. I don't hate it. I don't hate anything. Hate is a strong word. We say strongly dislike. So let's do 1 this time and just see how it goes. So we're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn our work, and we're going to do 1 more row of half double crochet. So again, we're going to yarn over, insert into the space there, yarn over, pull up. You've got 3, yarn over, pull through all 3. Oh, sorry if that wasn't on camera. I apologize. I got carried away. All right, do it again. We're going to yarn over, go into the space, and we pull up. So we now have 3, yarn over, pull through all 3. All right. I love this stitch a lot. Again, it looks really nice. When you have a really well-defined yarn too, this one's a little fluffy, you know, it's a worsted weight, it's regular. But if you're using like a cotton yarn, I highly recommend, cotton yarn. By the way, again, comment if you want to see a face mask adapter live or either pre-recorded video. If you're doing something like that where you want to be able to wash it, a cotton yarn is recommended. You can certainly wash things that are a worsted weight, but it's definitely, I would recommend a hand wash, and do not dry anything that is a worsted weight in the dryer, because this has some plastic in it. Essentially, it's acrylic. It's acrylic, isn't that what it's called, right? It's acrylic, you know, it's a man-made fiber. So in some ways, so you don't want it to melt. Essentially, I made some pot holders out of worsted weight acrylic yarn, and my mom put some hot pots on it, as you would with a pot holder. and it started to kind of melt together. It made for a cool effect, but I don't recommend it. So you can hand wash this acrylic kind of worsted weight yarn, but let it dry hanging out. And then, oh, so what I wanted to say was when you have, gosh, I'm talking to myself and I still get sidetracked. My goodness gracious. So when you have a yarn that's really well defined, like a cotton yarn that is not as kind of fluffy as this, or it's a thinner yarn, you're really going to be able to see kind of these 3 loops here, and it looks really cool. So we love it. All right, now we are going to now learn how to change colors. We're going to change colors. This can be used to change a color. This can be used to change, I'm just pulling some yarn out, sorry. This can be used to just add a new ball of yarn. I know some people have already ran out of yarn in their first skein, which is fantastic. I'm glad you guys are moving along so quickly. So for either one, changing color or adding a new skein, this will work. So I am going to do it with, I'll start it with a, hi Laura. I will start it with, let's see here. I would say we'll start with a double crochet just to start. So we'll do our chain 2 on the end. We'll crochet a few here. So we're going to just do a few double crochet just to get us started. I want to do it in the middle of the project just so you can see. Normally, so if you're changing a ball of yarn because you ran out, that's going to be wherever it happens, right? You can't really, you can try to time it at the end of a row, but it's okay. And this trick will teach you it's okay because here's how you fix it. It's not a problem at all. If you're changing colors, it depends on your pattern. If you're just trying to change colors per row, obviously you're going to do that on the end. Or I guess whatever suits your fancy, really. But I'm going to show it in the middle just so you can see the kind of stark difference. And again, I chose a nice contrasting color. So let's do one more here. So I've got my purple yarn here. I've got my end of my purple yarn here. So to change color, to add a new skein, anything at all, to add another strand of yarn here, what you're going to do is you're going to start your double crochet. This is going to be the last stitch of this skein. Last stitch of this skein, start it. Wrap around, go into the space, yarn over and pull through. We're doing double crochet, so yarn over, pull through 2, and you have 2 left. Normally, right, we would yarn over, pull through 2. We're not going to do that this time. What we're going to do, instead of using this, we're going to now switch to our new yarn. So leave a bit of a tail. We're going to kind of crochet the tail in a bit. So instead of pulling my, what color is this? Babe, what do they call it? Instead of skylight, that's what we're calling this. Instead of pulling my skylight through, we're going to pull my purple. My purple doesn't have a wrap on it right now, so we're going to call this Stonehill Purple, because go Skyhawks, and that's what this purple is. So we're going to pull through with that instead. So simply kind of make it a loop like this. Stick your hook in like you would, like you're wrapping around, and pull that up through. And now you have your next stitch, which can start with your purple yarn. Okay, I'm going to show that to you one more time. Pull out that purple yarn. So I'm going to pull out that stitch. So what we're going to do is we're going to start our last stitch with the skylight. So we're going to do our normal. We're going to go through the space, pull up. We got 3 loops. We yarn over, pull through 2. And before we yarn over and pull through the last 2, what I do is I take this and I kind of put it behind and I hold it with my finger just so it's out of the way. We're going to take our new yarn, our Stonehill Purple, make a bit of a loop out of it, like so. Stick your hook right in it. Hold it a bit taut. Whoops. Like I said, hold it a bit taut so it doesn't do that. Bring it through those 2 loops. If these loops are getting loose, do not worry about it. We will pull them tight later. Not a problem. So now we are stuck with, we've got our long piece of Stonehill Purple attached to the skein that we're going to continue to crochet with. We've got our tail left over from the skylight, and we've got this little tail from the Stonehill Purple left over from where we looped. So what we're going to do is now crochet these 2 tails in with our stitches, kind of hide them a bit. So do your best to hold your 2 tails near your work and pull this loop, you know, as tight as you can, because you have to hold the rest of the tension down here. It's a little bit tricky. We're going to wrap like we normally would. We're going to go into, now make sure you're working in front of your two tails. You do not want your tails in front. Naturally, this will happen that you'll be in front of it, so don't worry, but just pay attention to it when you're doing it. So, wrap around, go into that space there. Now make sure your hook is underneath your two tails. And we're going to pull through. We now have 3 on our hook, and we have our two tails kind of in there. So that's where they should hide. And we're going to do our pull through 2 and pull through 2 just like we normally would. All right, let's do that again together. So we got this going. We're going to wrap our hook around the yarn. We're going to go into that space working in front of our tails. Then we're going to make sure that our tails are on top of our hook and they stay there. Again, I use my thumb to keep them there. We are going to pull that through. We now have 3 loops on our yarn. We have our tails hidden in there. We're going to pull through 2 and pull through 2. Now, we've got a couple done, so we can kind of get to tightening here, because this purple here got a little loose-ish. You know, it happens. It's fine. You're going to just kind of tug just a bit and then tug on that skylight just a bit too. Just kind of tightens things up. Now let's finish this row together. And we're just going to continue to keep that yarn, those tails, whoops, I totally missed there. We're going to keep those tails in with our project underneath so that they're wrapped up in yarn. I can actually, you know, Kim, I can see how using a lighter color helps, because even for me, it's a little bit more difficult this way. All right, and our last one, and actually, recommendation, drop the tails when you get to the last stitch, because you don't want to kind of have them hanging out here. To make them easier to sew in later, what I'm going to do now is take them, and I'm going to fold them behind, and I'm just going to hold them with my finger. That way they're out of the way. I'm going to wrap. I'm going to go, so you can see my tails are not with me right now. I'm going to go through my end and finish that off, and you can see my tails are hanging out in the back. Now, to finish that off, when you have tails like that, and you can leave them for now. Obviously, cut your skylight. I'm keeping it attached because I'm going to take this out later. But when you're done, snip this, keep this, and what you'll do is you can keep them all hanging like they're doing until the end of your projects. That's not a problem at all. But what you need to do is then take your embroidery needle at the very end, so you sew in your ends, essentially. And you're just going to grab your embroidery needle, stick that through, and then you can kind of just weave these bad boys through like that, and until you get enough weaving through, and then you can cut those. And I'm not going to do too much here because I don't want it to get too stuck when I'm trying to, geez Louise, I already got it stuck. When I am trying to take this out later. Oh, there we go. We got it. We got it. We got it. All right. So, yeah, that contrast looks awesome, doesn't it? I love these two colors together. If anybody wants to do a project with this, let me know how it comes out. Again, comment below if you're working on a project right now, what you're working on. Let me know the colors you're working with, the yarns you're working with. Let us all know. If you have any questions, comment below as well. Anything you want to see, let me know. Let's do, we're going to do another color change. Let's do funsies, right? Here, we're going to go up 2. We'll do double crochets again. We're going to go back to our skylight from our Stonehill purple. So I'm going to do a few. I'm only going to do a couple so you can see it on top of the purple. So we'll do one more. And then we will, there we go, getting a little finicky there. Then we will start our last stitch with the Stonehill purple. So we will yarn over, go into the space, pull through. We've got 3 on the hook. Pull through 2 only. Drop that. Grab your skylight. For me, it's still attached, but ignore that, please. Grab your skylight and use that as your last to pull through there. And then we've got your tail that you need to crochet along with. All right, and then you just wrap. You go into, make sure your tails are on top and kind of nestled in there. And then you can just keep going. And this, I'm telling you, this color combo is awesome. I'm loving it. All right. And guys, that is how you change colors. I hope that made sense. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to, do a quick another tutorial video for you. Send that along. I can do a pre-recorded if you have any specifics. I can send something in a private message if you need something more specific. But that is kind of where we're going today. So we did, just to kind of recap, we did 2 single crochet. We did 2 rows of the double crochet. Then we learned the new half double crochet, which was the same as double, except that you don't pull through 2 and then 2, you just pull through all 3. Super simple. And then we learned how to change colors and how to add a new skein of yarn. Either way, so if you're running out of yarn and you want to just continue to use the same one, use that method. If you just want to add a new color, use this method. Keeps it super simple. Next time, here I'm gonna come back up here. Let's see if I can do this. Boop, and turn. Hello again. All right, so next time we will go over, I think we're going to go over how to end a project. We can go over that weaving in the ends again too, just in case people are getting to the ends of their projects. If you have any questions, comments, anything, send it below, send it in a message, whatever. I'm here. I'm excited to be working on this with all of you. Again, keep your eye out for some craft projects that we've been doing. I've got another one that's going up tomorrow for sale. If you like it, it's a nice wreath, so you'll see that. Gonna probably start trying to work on some fall, winter type things, because I figure, let's get out of this heat. Let's start thinking about cooler weather, because I just can't stand the heat. And hey, it'll be fall before we know it, which is crazy to think about. But we're going to get going on some of those projects. I have a couple other things. Football season's coming. I have a couple decoupage, like Mod Podge projects to go with some football stuff. Football's my favorite, so I'm probably going to do a lot of projects with that. But keep your eye out on the Count Your Stitches Facebook page. We also have the Count Your Stitches website, which I'm going to update with all of our current craft projects. I think that's everything. I'm still waiting to hear back from a partner, a nonprofit organization that I'm trying to work with to do a giveaway in the name of a winner, which I think would be kind of fun, a little bit more mission-oriented, mission-driven, as opposed to just a plain old giveaway, which I know would be wonderful too, but just trying to have a little bit more purpose with what we're doing here and helping others. So when I hear back, I will get back in touch with you guys about getting that going. But again, comment, like, share below. Let's spread the crochet love. And I will see you all hopefully next week. Don't forget to respond if you want to have a face mask adapter video. We can either do live or pre-recorded, whatever kind of works best. So let me know if you're interested in that. And yeah, so that is everything for today. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Stay cool, because it is hot. Stay dry, because it's supposed to rain. Stay safe out of thunderstorms. And have fun. And always remember to count your stitches. Bye, guys.